Be me. 9 yo at the time. Grandma passed away, and we are visiting relatives for the funeral. They are gonna bury her at the village our relatives used to live. Village is basically like a ghost town, only 5 or 6 families lives there. It is winter time, took us literally 5 hours to arrive in a cramped ass car. Snow is knee deep. First day having fun playing at snow with the kids of distant relatives, don't know any of them. We are staying in a village house full of people and they are heating the house with a coal furnace. First day passes by, trying to sleep in a room full of people. I am lucky to have a bed alongside the window. Cannot sleep cause uncomfortable. Cannot leave the room either cause cannot wake up others. Watching out the window. It is pitch black outside, not a single lamppost. Just a really dim light shining from a distance. Don't pay much attention and fall asleep eventually. Next day other relatives arrive, so is the deceased grandma for burial. We bury her and I spend rest of time hanging out in the village with my uncle, making a snowman, playing snowball etc. It is the second night and I try to sleep at the same room I share with 10 other people. Only thing lighting up the room is the furnace and only sound I hear is the crackling wood, strong whistles of wind and occasionally some snoring. Cannot sleep yet again, watching out the window inside a heavy-ass blanket. No light outside except that light I saw a day before, but this time it is closer. Squint my eyes to see better, but still cannot understand what it is. It is a dim orange light, flickering time to time. Close my eyes to sleep but no luck, turning inside bed for a couple hours, trying hard to sleep. Open my eyes to take a look at windows. Light is even closer, now I can vaguely see what is it. A young woman in really thin white nightdress holding a gas lamp. Standing there doing nothing in the freezing cold night. Cannot see her face, think she is the lunatic of the village or something. Kinda scared but also afraid of waking up people. Go back to sleep hoping she would go home. Take a couple hours of sleep, but wake up in the middle of the night. Feeling uneasy. Look out the window again. She is gone, have a relief, and go back to sleep. Later that day talking with the cousin from my mom's side, or I assume he was my cousin, because I don't really know my relatives from mom's side. My uncle and me sitting in the house talking about horror stories, they are talking about old folk stories that really spooked me out at the time. Guess no sleep for today. It is nighttime again, go back to sleep, this time most guests left, but we are planning to stay a couple more days. Alone at room that night. Feeling nervous and having a hard time to sleep. Want to watch out the window, but too spooked by the stories I heard and the crazy lady I saw, which I did not tell anyone for some reason. It is really snowy outside, almost like a snowstorm. Whistles of wind doesn't help either, a cold breeze hitting me in the face coming from gaps around the window. Look outside to see the storm. The moment I turn my head see that crazy lady in the same nightdress, holding a gas lamp. She is not too close but close enough so I can see her face. Stare at her for a couple seconds, but she suddenly disappears into the snow. Want to scream but hold myself. Get on the ground and spend all night awake. Later that day do not talk about this to anyone because asshole cousin already makes fun of me being such a coward. Fast forward a couple years. Visiting my grandpa, aunt and uncle, they live together. See my aunt and mom looking at old photo album. Take a look at the album over my mom's shoulder. See an old picture of my grandma for the first time, she looks so different. Grandma suffered from cancer and gained a lot of weight over the years, so this is not how I remember her. Take a closer look at the picture, it is the same woman I saw that night. Wanted to talk about this to my mother, but did not want to being back bad memories. So I dump it here. Be me. Can see the future and read minds. Known all over the world as a chess grandmaster. Attend my local chess tournament. Play against some autistic kid. This will be easy. Sit down and start the game. Game goes like normal. Kid sucks so hard that I don't even use my powers. 6 minutes into the game I start losing. What JPEG is this retard really winning? Decide to use powers. Read his mind. Get mind raped as I get blasted with the Caramel Girls song plus bass boosted plus high pitched. Visibly recoil, kid shows concern for me as I sweat continuously. I look at him, as if he was insane. I close my eyes to see the future and see that I lost. I attempt to gaze into alternate timelines based on my chess movements. Look into the future 558 times. Not a single win. What the fuck is this kid? Put hand in mouth, as if I was going to vomit. I never lost a game in my life. Am I gonna lose to some fucking autist? Game hasn't progressed much. Told myself if I leave now and walk away I can save face. Decided to go with I forgot I had a meeting lie. Before I can even get up to make my leave. The kid gets up and admits defeat. I give up, I can't seem to think of a way to beat you. Kid walks away humming to that stupid and I'm song. Read his mind as he walks away. That guy looks sickly, it was good of me to just admit defeat now than later, because who knows he was going to pass out. Soon came to the realization that the kid had no idea what he was doing, and by sheer luck, no matter what moves I made he would inadvertently make the best counters. MFW I almost lost to an autist with enough autism to nullify my powers. MFW I only won was because he took pity on me. The current official canon. Be me. Be unfunny. GF left me because I'm so unfunny. Decide to go to local diner after work. Something seems off about the bartender. He's black. Ordered a sex on the beach and was immediately raped. No tip for that bartender. I'm in the bathroom washing my hands. Reminding myself to stop at the butcher's when out of the corner of my eye I notice a shadowy figure, but when I turn my head to look, the figure was replaced with two clearly autistic men arguing about niggers. I left the bathroom and noticed a shadow in the corner of my eye followed. As I began to leave, a frog man emerged from one of the stalls and pulled a gun, screaming about democracy. Once the door closed, gunshots rang out from the bathroom, barely muffled by the cheap wood door. I rubbed my eyes, lack of sleep weighing on me. I could still hear ranting about niggers from the bathroom. I staggered forward in my exhausted state. Reaching the medicine counter, I waited for the pharmacist to appear from the back. In corners of my vision wisp-like shadows formed. The familiar feeling of dread slithering up my spine. I whirled around and before my eyes I saw him. Shia LaBeouf. Blinking, my vision returned to normal, and I was then startled by the sound of the pharmacist returning. "Jumpy one, aren't you?" He spoke with a grin. "I need my prescription filled," I said, on edge after being surprised. "Sure thing," he said with the grin carved on his face. As he retreated to get my medication, I could feel the familiar tendril of the dark creep into peripherals of my mind. And then it happened. The niggers burst out of every crack and seam in the walls, thousands upon thousands of them scurrying about on all fours, shrieking. So, this story happened to me and my buddy when we were in the 7th grade. I still get fucking goosebumps thinking about it because of how surreal the situation felt in the heat of the moment. Be me. 12 years old, in Norridge, Illinois visiting my friend. Typical preteen bullshit. We spent literally the entire day playing basketball, getting kicked out of the mall, the hip for anyone from that area who knows it, etc. We ended up just walking around and exploring shit for the next 4 hours bored out of our minds. We come up with an idea, let's go to the park I've never been at and see if any of his friends are up there. It's probably now 10 p.m. We stay on the playground for a few hours just fucking around. Eventually he comes up with an even better idea. Let's go to the nearest grocery store and fuck around till we get kicked out of there. Decide fuck it, why not? We end up walking through this little alleyway that goes through the side of the park. I distinctly remember how weird it looks and can detail it from head perfectly. It was like a small dirt path on the side of it, which was kind of weird due to it being in the suburbs of Chicago. If you live in the suburbs or in Chicago in general, you know how strange that is unless you live on the border of Indiana near the Alphabet Avenues. We walk a few feet out from the park. We're now on a sidewalk standing there. Buddy checks his phone to see where the grocery store is. Time's now 12 p.m. Him looking around and seeing nothing but rows of houses. Suddenly I see a dude on the left of me about a block away beneath a bus stop. I can't keep my eyes off him. It's like something keeps pulling me in to look at him more and more. Hess moving so fluently back and forth, like imagine an artist animating a cartoon of a man drunk out of his mind, swaying back and forth, but it's in real life, if that makes sense. He keeps doing this until I call my friend to look at it. As soon as my buddy looks at him, this dude turns to the right. And full on fucking books it towards us. Now, what was fucking nuts about this is the guy even looked like a cartoon running towards us. His body was hunched backwards, arms dangling near his calves, and still managed to look like he was running at the speed of Usain Bolt, even though he wasn't in a proper running motion or stance. On top of that, when humans take off running, obviously they're a lot slower when they start, rather than later on into it. This dude didn't even start accelerating, because he was at his maximum speed by the time he took 1 foot off the ground. I turn around and book it back towards the park. Accidentally elbow my buddy in the process, he still brings it up to this day. We get home and question WTF we just saw and witnessed. I eat an entire box of microwavable taquitos because I'm a fat fuck at 12 years old later on throughout the night and go to sleep. This shit still kinda messes with my mind just because what the fuck I saw. One half of my brain wants me to believe it's a human, just he was incredibly drunk. But then the other half is telling me otherwise. This dude moved literally like a cartoon character. Like, his movement was way too fluent to be human. This man literally had no jerks or irregular movement like a normal human being. Everything was just super fucking smooth. I don't like to say oh spooky scary skinwalker. Because I don't believe it was one. But it definitely wasn't a fucking human, that's for sure. Did you miss the part where I'm retarded? I'm about to open the floodgates with this shit. Be me. It's raining hard. I'm hiding in a corner in my hoodie. Start thinking about 4chat. Server-side logic.py. Wait. You can send anything over the internet. I wish my app worked like Django where if I save changes to a file in the project, it updates the code and refreshes without ending the process. That would help my coding process a lot. Wait thonking.jpg. If I had that, then I could send another UseAPI file to update their client in real time. With a user-generated update we would become an elite group of user developers, asynchronously creating cyberspace. INB4 you download an update from a friend, and all images are replaced with goats. Just a thought anons. Reminds me something happened to me a year ago. Be me, chatting with a friend at a cafe nearby house. Get a call from mom asking me to buy milk. Kinda pissed that she is using me as her errand boy all the time. Say okay and hang up the phone. Spend some more time with the friend then split up to go home. Stop by a shopping mall to buy the stupid fucking milk. Arrive home and hand over the milk. Mom asks why did I buy it, fridge is full of milk already. Yell at her saying that because she asked me to buy it. She says she did not even call me. Look at the call history. She did not even call me. Ask friend later if he really heard the phone call and my conversation with mom. He confirms that I was talking with my mom that day. Still don't have a reasonable explanation for this. I am not sure if related but I have a story. Be me. 90s kid. Had an autistic friend at middle school. Always says some weird and stupid shit. Others usually leave him alone. Despite being an autistic weirdo he was the most successful kid at school. One of those highly functioning autists. Always talks about some quantum mumbo jumbo nobody fucking understands. Everybody ignores him. Thinks he is from another dimension or some shit. He always spews mouthful of schizo shit. He talks to himself occasionally. Most often mumbles some music nobody ever heard of. I vaguely remember him singing Poker Face by Lady Gaga. Keeps repeating PPP Poker Face PP Poker Face. This shit happened in 95 or 96. I know it sounds stupid, but how the hell he could sing a song that wasn't out yet? Not haunted but I have experienced some fuckery possibly caused by algorithms. Be me. Obsessive internet user. Usually hate those funny cat videos and always cringe people sharing their pets online. Not interested watching funny animal videos or shit like that. Suddenly I get ads promoting cat food. Cat videos storming my YouTube front page. Everywhere I go I see stuff related with pets, more specifically cats. Not long after, my sister comes up with a cat she adopted. I started to have a bond with the little fucker. Now I kinda like animals. Ads related with animal stuff intensifies. How the hell they predicted this shit? How the hell they even knew that one day I will have a cat? This one is even more tame. It happened after my grandparents' cat Tom died. Be me at grandma's house. Around 10 years old. Helping grandma pick string beans. Have to piss, start running into the house. Get to the living room and see a brown blur out of the corner of my eye. Sprints across my path. Stop running so I don't step on the cat I just scared. Walk into bathroom, piss, walk back outside. Realize there was no cat. Tom died months ago. Wfostat.jpg.